That's a dude that climbs all the way to the top of the tree and cuts the top off. And then you gotta hang on for dear life. That's a job for a man, and you're just a boy. Old Bill didn't do nothing but pull off his shirt and say, I am a man. Zig, I'm here to tell you, he is a man. He is all muscle. But I still wasn't convinced. Old Bill said, tell you what, let's go out into the woods. You pick out a tree, tell me how long it would take your best man to put it on the ground, and I'll do it in half the time. Well, we went out in the woods and we picked out this spruce tree, and I don't have a man in the camp who could have put it on the ground in less than 40 minutes. But old Bill went to work on that sucker, and I'll tell you what, that axe looked like it was a solid sheet. In less than 10 minutes, that tree was on the ground, and I said to him, Bill, where on earth did you learn how to cut trees like that? He said, I learned in the Sahara forest. In the Sahara forest, Bill? The Sahara is a desert. He said, it is now. Now there's a guy who had an attitude that I think you'll agree was an absolutely positive one. Headline: Life is like a cafeteria line. Before we get into the meat of this book, I want to say life is very much like a cafeteria line. A number of years ago, the redhead and I saw this new cafeteria. Now, when I talk about my wife at her suggestion, I always call her the redhead. When I'm talking to her, it's Sugar Baby. Incidentally, her name is Jean. Anyways, so this new cafeteria was the Romano's, and that had just opened out of North Central Expressway. We knew it was going to be good because the line was always out the door. Well, on this particular day, we weren't willing to wait that long in line, so we kept going past. Then one day we rode past, and we couldn't see a line, so I said, hey, looks like we can get in there today. Let's go. We parked, walked in, and quickly understood why the line was not outside. Because it was wound all the way around the building. We'd already parked, so we got in line, albeit grudgingly. As we got down to the end of the line, we turned around, and there was another line of 30 people. So we were still walking and talking, and we got down to that one, and wouldn't you know it, there was another line of another 30 people. But this time we could see the food. As we walked down the line, I said to myself, that looks good. I'll have me some of that. I want some of that. I love to eat in cafeterias. I like to see what I'm going to eat before I choose it, so I'd already made up my mind. Now, let me clarify. I don't care how prodigious your appetite is. You cannot eat some of everything that's on the line. When I got to the end of the line, I reached in and took out my money. The lady at the end of the line held up her hand, and she said, no, you don't pay for it until you get ready to leave. I said, you mean you're going to let me eat all this food before I pay for it? And she said, yeah, that's just the way we do it. I have since thought about that scenario quite often. Life is exactly like a cafeteria line, inasmuch as we've got so many things to choose from. In the Romano's cafeteria line, you get to eat and then you pay. Now, life is not like that cafeteria line because in life, you pay and then you eat. Your employer will make you work for 2 to 4 weeks before he or she will give you a dime. That's the way we treat our people. We make them work before we give them the pay. The farmer plants the crop, raises it, and fertilizes the soil. He does all the things, and then, and only then, can he go to the marketplace and be rewarded for his efforts. The students study their lessons. They take their tests. Then they graduate. Then they receive the reward. But the point is very simple. You've got to do those things in order for things to happen for you, and this all takes place before you're rewarded. Let's identify what it is that everybody wants. Everybody wants to be happy. They want to be healthy. They want to be at least reasonably prosperous. They want to be secure. They want to have friends. They want to have peace of mind. They want to have good family relationships. And by all means, they want to have hope. If you want those things, did you specifically identify all of them as goals and write them down? Did you list the benefits of all of those? Now that's a very important point. A lot of people only talk about the problem.